Morning all and welcome to Adam Drives. We're here on a very wet and windy day at Brands Hatch on the Grand Prix circuit to find out, is the Aston Martin DB9 the best bargain available on the used car market today, or is it a complete liability? Let's find out. Okay, so Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit. Haven't actually driven on this layout for I think 23 years, and it will have changed since then. So nice and easy, because as you can see it's chucking it down with rain. Nice few easy laps just to kind of get used to. Nice Porsche GT3 RS. Oh, we've overtaken something. Quite a lot of grip for the wet, although a little bit of understeer there on the exit of Druids, as you'd expect. Literally got traction control on at the moment. Tyres are staying cold. The throttle being nice and linear on the DB9 is quite helpful in the rain. I'll try and remember where I'm going now. Nice late turning, I believe. V12 sounds lovely. That's the auto box. I have to take it out of auto, obviously. No idea how much grip's available here. I'm going to try taking a wet line slightly off the apex. Forgot what a great track the Grand Prix circuit is. This is probably the trickiest corner on the circuit. It used to be called Dingle Dell, I believe it's called something else now. And as you can see, almost running straight off the track, even though we're not trying. Notice you have to press the brake pedal quite hard, but when you do, they work. Having to concentrate harder than usual because, like I say, I don't really know the circuit. Oh, well, I know this bit, obviously. Bit of oversteer. Probably shouldn't be touching white lines like that, really. Yeah, it's been so long since I've been on the Grand Prix circuit, I don't really know it in any kind of meaningful way. So I'm not really going anywhere near the throttle. But it's still kind of moving around a lot under power, under acceleration. Like I said, we're going to take it nice and easy for a few laps because we don't really want to be putting it off the road and looking like a complete idiot, holding up everybody's day. Moving around a bit. I don't know if that's going to show up on camera or not. The car was kind of floating around a bit on the straight there. Going a little bit deeper this time. Try for a late apex. We're going to have to turn it a lot later to what was called before Dingle Dell this time. So we almost went off the circuit last time. Nice and slow, you can always speed up later. Sterling's, named after Sterling Moss. It's a reasonable amount of grip. I'll let this Ginetta race car come past on the left. See how wet it is from the spray being thrown up by the Ginetta. Try and wet line there at Paddock Hill Bend. Not sure whether it really works, to be honest. Trying a tighter exit from Druids this time, I think. That's much better. Probably could go tighter still, to be fair. Nice high gear for Graham Hill Bend to try and avoid wheel spin on the exit. That Ginetta's just disappeared. Kind of want to stay off the curbs really, but it's really difficult to do it. Braking super early. It's always better in these conditions just to build up slowly if you can afford it. Obviously if this was a qualifying session it would be a bit different, but we're in a nice relaxing GT car, road car, on a circuit we've not driven on for 20 years, so I've got to drive in accordance with that really. Try a tighter line at Paddock this time. Yeah, it's sketchy in the apex there. Try a really, really tight exit to Druids this time. Just kind of a wet weather secret around here. Loads of traction doing that. This thing in front looks like it should be quicker than it is. It's amazing how much more you have to concentrate when you don't really know a circuit. See if we can do a semi-okay-ish lap. Right, wet lines here. I'm not convinced wet lines are actually quicker today. Try a normal dry line at Druids, see if it works. All traction control really holding us back there a lot. Try this super tight exit on the exit of Druids, that's where the traction is. Yeah, nice. Try and let past this GT3 on the exit if possible. Getting a bit held up by this catering, but that's fine. What's this in front? Some kind of Ferrari. Is it a 458? Should know really, shouldn't I? Nice of him. They're all so polite on these Gold Track days. Really nice bunch of guys and girls. This is a confidence corner big time. I'm sure we could carry quite a lot more speed in there really, but having said that, I had to get off the throttle on the exit because we were washing wide. So obviously there's a lot more time to be had in this car, but parts of the track look like they're almost, well, they're not drying, but they're not dry, I should say, but they're maybe dry-ing. Hopefully, by the end of the day, there might be a dry line. So S3's letting us go. Actually, for the rest of the lap, I think I'm going to just use it as a cool down from now on. Let the car cool down, especially the brakes. Brakes are done quite well, but then it is damp, so there's not that much braking pressure. Yeah, we'll let everything cool down, go back to the pits, check all the cameras were working, and have a think about doing another run in a little while. So situation update, we finished that 3 or 4 laps that we did there and stopped in the garage. And as you can see, the car has decided to dump most or all of its coolant all over the garage floor. And I'll show you. I got a, someone lent me a cloth. I was a bit scared to undo it, but I put it over, undid the cap, and predictably it went poof, exploded, disappeared down into the engine bay. So I reversed the car back, but unfortunately it hasn't fallen out of the bottom. So it's game over for this car for the day, but we're hopefully going to be driving Johnny's M4 CS. So fingers crossed, that car will last. It's getting wetter and windier by the minute here at Brands Hatch, so I think it's time to call it a day. It didn't quite go to plan. The DB9 had the issue with overheating, but we'll get it sorted. I think it might just be a simple issue, maybe the thermostat. We'll get it sorted next week in a nice warm workshop outside of this weather. Anyway, I'm getting cold and very wet standing here, so I'm off to the pub. See you later. Don't forget to like and subscribe.